Well, good morning. Joining us this morning, special guest Jamie Redford. Jamie, thank you for chatting with us this morning. You're in town for the Bozeman International Film Festival. You're going to be showing your film, Awakening. Tell me a little bit about that if you can.
So the film is called Happening.
Or Happening,
I know you're
excuse
busy
me,
man.
Happening, yep.
A clean energy revolution. And it's produced by the Redford Center, which is a nonprofit environmental storytelling entity focused on solution-based storytelling. Mm-hmm. So we decided to make this movie 4 years ago because we saw two basic realities. One is that the public seemed to be disengaged about climate change and skeptical about the science, right at a time when it really served to be more attentive to the realities of what the science is. At the same time, understanding that the message about climate change was one of despair and hopelessness. And yet, if you looked at what was happening in the clean energy industry, how quickly it was growing and creating jobs, it was a remarkable story to tell, particularly because it's really one of the few things that we can do to, eliminate the CO2 gases that are creating impact on our environment. So we really felt like the American public needed to understand what renewable energy is, why it's growing so fast, and what it means for our future. And that was a challenge, and it was a challenge.
It seems to me that what you maybe started out is this science-based. Let's get the real science of what we're talking about here. But it changed, it morphed. Certainly by the time you got to the end of the project, it was something completely different than that.
Yes, I mean, that is one of the beauties of working in documentary. You stay open to what's really happening, excuse the pun. Mm-hmm. But, and we also felt, once we had the story and the structure of the story, a baseline awareness of how electricity works, how do you make it, send it around, and how do we use it in the way that we do, it's just a baseline thing that everybody should understand, because the truth is, in the next 20 years, most of us are going to be using renewable energy and clean electricity. Mm. And it's a technological shift that's as big as cell phones and computers and everything else. So there's a baseline education part of it. But the other thing, the big surprising part, was to see the power of grassroots engagement at the local and state level, which in my mind in these days is a really good thing.
It seems to me that when we are talking about this kind of technology and that, you would be talking about Chicago or New York or Los Angeles. You're talking about Lehigh, Utah. You were in different, was that a surprise to you where you were finding, talk about grassroots, you're in these tiny little towns that are doing amazing things with this kind of technology.
Yes, I think that's probably, if you look at where the film is striking out in new territory, it's the fact that the renewable energy revolution is not happening where you think it would. It's not just the beloved child of the environmental movement. Mm-hmm. There are so many reasons that it's succeeding, and there's so many reasons why people are compelled to embrace it and develop it. Mainly the fact that it's now affordable and cost competitive with fossil fuel energies. And the job growth in this terrain is so massive, particularly for parts of the country that need the jobs. So if you look at the map of the next decade, where job growth is going to be strongest, one of those areas is in the Midwest because of wind turbine technicians that will be needed to meet the demand of this clean energy. So whether it's Utah or a small town in Texas or the United States Navy, I just felt like it was important to show that this isn't just a story coming out of the tight green circle. This is really an American story that we should all feel proud of. So
that's perfect. Happenings.
Happening, a clean energy revolution.
That's perfect. Jamie Redford joining us this morning. Thank you so much for sharing it and sharing your film with us at the Bozeman International Film Festival.
Really looking forward to it.
Appreciate it very much. We're going to take a quick break here on Montana This Morning. Much more Montana This Morning. 2 minutes.